There we go.
Hello, everybody. This is Al Melanson and
Tammy Andrews-Tupper.
And we're here on behalf of the Historical Association of Annapolis Royal and
Explorer Guy.
And today we're going to cover the tactical battle that's going to take place here in the grounds of Fort Anne. The last attack here was 1781. We're wondering to see if the fort's going to be captured today. And we've got one of the folks who will be taking a serious role here in actually making sure that everything goes smoothly here today. Yeah, a friend of mine, and Rick Hall, who's been here for a long time. And Rick, you might say a bit what you're going to be doing and what's happening here today for all our viewers.
Well, thank you very much, Alan. My name is Rick Hall. I work for Parks Canada. I'm the Black Powder Supervisor for Southwest Nova. I'm here today to supervise many events. One of them is this afternoon, the tactical battle, which will happen down here on the water side of the fortress. There'll be a regiment of men up here defending, a regiment attacking from the seaward side. They'll be shooting back and forth with black powder muskets. We have also on site a 4-pound brass cannon. Her name is Charlotte, and she can make a bang. And the wind is just in the right direction today for the smell of the black powder to come over us as we watch. And I just would like to advise some of the smaller children, when the cannon goes off, it's a big bang and they might want to cover their ears.
Oh yes, good advice there. You've been around, you've seen a few battles.
Yes, I have.
I know you've got an important role, so you've got to get down on the little pathway. That's where the regiment will be up there, and the attackers down from the wharf coming up. So, how long do you think usually it takes for these battles? 20 minutes or so?
20 minutes to 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
so we might have.
It all depends how fast it takes to die.
And how accurate the shooters are. That's right. You know, some people like to overdo it and kind of roll over and back and forth.
Right.
Very good.
So also too, you might want to, when I'm walking back and forth during the fire, if you see someone fall down, I might walk over and give them a kick to make sure they're okay.
Okay, you make sure they're dead. You know, now you're going to take any coins from their pockets and
No,
everything?
I'm not into that, no.
Well, you know, you're not raiding the dead bodies. Well, geez, I'm going to do a graveyard tour tonight. If they're still there, I might be looking around. There's a nice cleaner shirt than what I've got on tonight to wear. Don't strip all the bodies of clothing.
A soldier's life was not very pleasant back those days. If you had one button, you were very lucky.
Very lucky. Okay. I tell my wife, she always tell me, yes, you're missing buttons. I said, that's realistic.
Yeah.
Do you know Jim Howe, don't you?
Yes, I do know Jim very well.
Jim Howe told me once, he said, all these paintings we see of soldiers in battle, they've got pristine white clothing, not a button missing, not a hole in their uniform. So that's not reality. So today we'll see some people rolling around and everything. So that's good. Very good.
You're going to see the real thing today.
Now, you're a nice and a little stain, but that's good. So you need a stain. That's not realistic without a stain. But his buttons are nice and polished, not missing any buttons. So you haven't been in too many battles. You're the supervisor. You look after things.
That's right.
Okay. Very good. Well, Rick, thank you very much. And again, a very good encampment going on here today.
Everybody enjoy their visit here today and have fun.
Yeah. Sir, there might be a little sunset ceremony tonight.
Okay, this evening at 8 o'clock, there's a sunset ceremony held by the reenactors here. And as the sun goes down at 8 o'clock over the North Mountain, they will fire their muskets on the parade square and their cannon. Now, it could happen out on the French Ravelin,
depending on conditions.
On conditions. So
could be a fog rolling in tonight. You never know.
That's
Last night it came in pretty fast. You know, it was hot and humid. Then we got the fog rolling in.
But to see this, it's at 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay, perfect. Well, Rick, thank you. We'll let you go take your post because we don't want the battle to end and you get the first one shot because you're not there. You know, they might rebel on you.
They won't shoot me.
You've got the silver braid here, so they might know you're some sort of officer there. Okay, thank you, Rick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, if you want to pan in the battlefield, see, as Rick was pointing out there for our viewers.
Good now, Al?
Yeah, very good. That's right. The 84th Regiment of Foot will be standing on that little sand pathway. It's called the Covert Way. That goes around the whole fort. About 750 meters to walk around the whole Covert Way. And back then there would have been a palisade in front of there, like a wooden wall. So today these soldiers are kind of exposed fairly well, but back then there would have been a bit of protection. And the land that the rebels are going to attack from, that's called the glass sea. It's a gentle slope going to the river so that a musket could fire 150 yards back then. And that was a technical range for anybody. So you didn't want somebody sneaking up around you unseen. So the glass sea, now here there's all these trees. Back then there would have been no trees, no buildings. Even the buildings across the street, the church would have been there, but all the other buildings would not have been there. There would have been 150 yards of clear vision all around the whole fort. Because that's what you need to have a good view of everything. Now, as we were mentioning last night on our broadcast, Tammy, this is the most fought-over place in Canadian history. There were 13 battles fought in this area, and they changed hands 7 times. And I'm going to just go and point out here the nice basin, because, see, this fort is built at the mouth of 2 rivers. On our right-hand side, there's the Annapolis River, which the Mi'kmaq call Tewapskik. On the left-hand side, there's a little Allen River, where Louis Alain had a grist mill. So the Acadians lived mostly upriver from here. So the fort was built to protect the French settlement behind. But the one thing that was lacking here, no, we should have actually had a fort where present-day Digby is located, where you come into the basin of the Digby Gut. Because once the enemy sails in, and we're here, they can blockade us if we have no supplies. Well, then we can't have any way of getting out to get anything. So often they would call it a siege. They would blockade us, and then eventually the French might surrender because there was not enough food or provisions here to survive. The last time this was captured, there were over 2,000 New Englanders attacking against 200 French Marines defending. That hadn't been paid for about 2 years on a regular basis. They were even going to Boston to try and get moccasins for the soldiers. That footwear was lacking as well, so it was a low morale area, and so it's quite a history has happened here over the years, you see. And so see the drums are starting to line up. The troops are going to march out. They're heading out. You might want to get a pan of the 84th Regiment of Foot, 2nd Battalion, Royal Highland Immigrants, and they're actually heading to the battlefield. We heard last night that the fife, that's the fellow that was playing the fife, he's over there, and the drummers, they're giving some of the signals. Because as I said, in a loud area, it's hard to get really, the commanders have a hard time giving the commands to everybody to hear, so the drums and the fife give a second way of hearing what you're supposed to do in the battlefield.
That fife really carries.
It carries, we're hearing, it's against wind, and we still hear it, you see. Yeah. So if he was on the other side, I would hope that he might get on this side so that the signals go across the whole battlefield, you see. Have you ever heard of a term, the fog of war, before, Tammy?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the fog of war, that's when you have a whole regiment on a battlefield, and when you fire a musket, it all makes a lot of black smoke. And the smoke of the gunpowder, that's what's called, it fills up a battlefield, it's called the fog of war. You can have, on any battlefield, you can have that, you see. So, especially if you had 100 soldiers all firing at a time, it makes a big, great cloud. Fills the battlefield with the smell of gunpowder, and and then the fellows attacking, they're not in view yet, because they're going to try and make their only, I think, 4 or 5 rebels attacking today, so they're pretty brave to try and come against the 84th Highlanders here, or the Highland Immigrants, but they're coming in by the Demo Monument here, ready to take their position. And we've got quite a crowd here tonight, just afternoon.
There is. Now, what is that monument on there?
That's the Sieur de Mont. He was the first governor of Acadia. Often people talk of Champlain, but Champlain worked for Sieur de Mont. De Mont was the friend of the king who had gotten a fur trade monopoly, saying that if they brought French colonists here, they would have the sole right to trade furs, and that's how they made money. They sold the furs on the European market for nice beaver hats, you see. And that was put there in 1904. To mark the 300th anniversary of the arrival of the French here. The Canadian government did that. Long before the Fort End didn't exist at the time. The fort was here. It was not a park yet, but that was the first kind of recognition of the importance of early French colonists in this area, which was quite avant-garde for an English Protestant area to recognize the first governor of Acadia in 1904. There were ships actually from the French, the British, and the American navies in the harbor, and over 3,500 people gathered here. See, they're going to face the attack. Now there's Captain Redden, who was there's somebody who misfired. The rebels are maybe somebody coming from there. You see, you've got a shot coming from the left. They're getting shot at. They're primed up because there's some gunfire coming from the slope of the hill. They're down. You can see that's the kind of that. Now these folks are going to walk in there, but they're down in the ditch there, so they're going to walk up in the rank. And then they'll be aiming here. Prime and load is the command, so they're going to take the cartridge right at the end. They'll put some black powder in the pan, close it, then they'll load through the barrel of the musket, and then they'll ram the charge with their ramrod.
I'm trying to cup my hand over. Someone's mentioning about the sound of the wind.
Okay, you're doing good. You're doing good. You've got right now. Oh, the enemy's always shot us out. These guys are slow in loading. I see them. attack there. Somebody's calling in. No, somebody. No, must be. I thought it might be from France. Some play-by-play analysis. But they're gonna fire. Look at this now. Aiming.
Oh, there they go.
They're gonna fire. See a volley. That's called a volley. One all together. Yeah, here they come from the end. There, you can see them. I see a fellow down there on the rampart there. He fired one there, but he hasn't hit anybody yet. No deaths as of yet. So the wind is coming up pretty strong today, so it's better conditions, not as humid as yesterday. There's somebody down in the hollow there, right in front of the cannon. So I see another one sneaking up there. See the red coat over there, the rebel. There, one guy said he deserted the regiment because they took over his father's farm, so he's going to try and attack and get this all back. But anyway, they're advancing. Their regiment another few paces. They're going to fire again. There might be all together. Yeah. That's the fog of war going on there. See, if there was a whole 100 soldiers, they'd all be engulfed in war. Have you seen the regiment before? This battle before?
I have, yeah.
They were here last year?
I have.
Yeah, I didn't. This is my first time seeing it. Actually, I was not here last year, so I think it's going pretty good. We'll see. There's somebody. Yeah, he's gonna go behind the trees. They should have cut those trees down. They might get ambushed. Yeah, they didn't prepare as well as they could have. But this one's got good cover over here. They're not seeing him, but the cannon, he's right in front of the cannon. So if they fire the cannon, they might get blasted to pieces. That's two shots over there. They're gonna go again. They're probably aiming for the fellow he's ducking. They're going to get the cannon ready to see. They're priming the cannon. There we go. Big fog of war there, and so there. No, they didn't get him. That's a shot coming from the left-hand side there. No deaths yet that I can see. So these muskets weren't very accurate. There was no rifling. It was called smooth bore. So it's a round ball going in a round barrel. So it kind of ricochets back and forth, and it doesn't do a great job of one death here. One guy from the Pablo with the 84. Now there's only about 4 rebels left, it looks like. The troops are one death there. There's somebody firing. I think in these tactical battles, if somebody does 3 misfires in a row, let's say their powders and light, they're automatically dead because you're not allowed to try by the rules of safety. You're not allowed to put a 4th charge in there to try and fire away. You see, so it looked like he got back to life. That guy, he's from the same spot. Maybe revived. Maybe
just wounded.
Yeah, just wounded. Yeah. I called him dead too early there.
Maybe a leg.
Yeah, leg. Well, somebody's running down there to help out. The fight.
We hear the fife again in the drum.
It's quite good to do, music. They're going to have some sort of big thing coming up after all that music. Might be
here they go again.
Yeah. They fired one after the other, kind of a contagion volley there. Well, the guy in the there's somebody else there kind of getting, they're not advancing, they seem to be just holding their position over there. I would maybe try and sneak behind the trees and try and attack from the demos. They're all looking down there. I'd try to go back around the circle and try and get them from the flank, you see. You get fire into those guys, you might be able to get 2 at a time.
Now, I don't know if you mentioned this in your graveyard tours, but how many people do you think are buried around there? Because not everyone is buried in the graveyard.
There's at least 2,000 in the graveyard. There's at least 77 buried in the front part of the fort where we found that dead body, that dead skeleton there about 24 years ago. And there may be some that were buried in the walls as well, depending if it was winter time and, you didn't want to let people know how many people were dead and such. So I bet you that looking around here, there'd be between 22 and 2,300. Some folks are dying in the ranks here. The rebels are kind of, they're breaking out into 2 ranks here, 2 flanks. They might attack from the side because they're staying in one line. You're easier target because you fire at that, you might hit somebody. Whereas if you break up a couple of little ranks, they're going to the side there, they might attack from the flank and get them there. they're going in there. So this guy, I knew when they were playing the drums, some different tactic had to be happening because not too much. It was thinking kind of a standstill. But see, they're going. What I said they should do is come up. They're going around and get him from the back. If these are 3 over there, but there must be a death over here because it's not firing on this side anymore. Now they're losing men. Jeez, they're falling down. It's going to rebel might take this over. Well, I'm enjoying the battle. Pretty good stuff. Don Gray here, the archer. So that's her walking around with her a big cannonball when she goes to the power hour, but she didn't bring it over here today. But they are looking at the one guy's right up there behind the sign, ready to flank somebody on the side. They're coming in close. Great. Oh, there's one got his arm up there. He's surrendering, but maybe not. You've got to always be careful. They're going to fire the cannon again. You're going to wait about 5 minutes before in real they'll keep going, but in the safety for black powder, they're only allowed to. Oh, they're going to fire the cannon. Yeah, they're going to fire those guys. One guy's got his hands up. Yeah. Let's still fire the cannon. He's blowing on the rope to kind of get a spark going, or he's going to touch the fuse. It should go. Charlotte has never misfired. I've seen her for like the whole 15 years that cannons they've had it at least. It's never misfired, but the wind might be playing a bit of havoc with it. See Rick, the black powder supervisor, is going to see what's going on over there because he has to ensure safety even in the battle. If it's not safe, he can say stop.
Looks like the rebels
are surrendering over there. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, they're talking, but there might be some more coming out of the side. You never know. You gotta watch it. They're gonna fire the cannon. Fire! There we go. Oh, there they keep holding both down. You see? Yeah, I think they kind of tricked them by negotiating there. They forgot the cannon was on that side. You see? Because a cannonball, if you're lucky, you can bowl over 10 or 12 men. You see? There are different types of cannonballs back then. Some were solid through and through to fly after ships. Others were like shotgun. They'd have a whole bunch of little cannon, almost like round musket balls all together in a canister, and it would like fire after the troops to kind of hit somebody because it's hard to aim at just one fellow. For ships out in the harbor, they would have some that were tied together with chains, and they'd fire after the mast of the ship. And that would topple the mast down, and then the ship couldn't sail out. It was just to hit, you see. And sometimes they'd heat some red hot. And then you had to be very careful. You put your gunpowder in, 1/3 the weight of the cannonball. So if you have a 24-pound cannonball, you put 8 pounds of gunpowder in the cannon. Then you have to put a wet rag against the powder. Then you put your red-hot cannonball, but then you have to light it fast enough that the rag doesn't saturate your gunpowder. It doesn't light off. So it's quite a timing to get the red-hot cannonballs to light fires. You see. But it looks like they've got those fellows. They're picking up some weapons. So they may have, looks like they might get this one without too many casualties. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 on the 84th. And I see one guy walking, but he might be taken as a prisoner. There's a couple of wire. They might be taking him as prisoners in they've got the bayonets out there. I will tell you, Tammy, that the bayonets often are more deadly than the musket balls because they're a triangular bayonet. When you hit somebody in the stomach with a bayonet, lift and rip, it kind of tears. So it makes a nasty wound. If infectious wound, it rips you up and you don't heal. So the Geneva Convention but this is these guys are from the 1770s, 1780s right here. So that the bayonets were still those triangular bayonets. So we have to give a round of applause because the rebels may be taken prisoners. Rick is giving, okay, looks like everything's all on the battlefield there. Yeah, we've got a good crowd here today. I see Wilfred Allen over there. There he is. And Scott. Her mother. Friends. Right around. Oh yeah, we got some different happenings right here. So we got a whole bunch of people. We last night we said to come over here and watch the battle. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to get this up here. Perfect. We got a nice wide angle today, so we get a good panoramic view of everything. every regiment that's coming up. Now, what's your favorite part of Natal Days?
Oh gosh, the encampment for sure.
Yeah.
Doing the encampment and walking around and just asking questions and stuff. I like the reenactment.
Yeah.
I really like that. And the parade on Monday.
Okay, you're going to be covering the parade. I might be able to just go say hi to the folks, but I'm doing a tour at 2 o'clock, so it'll be hard for me to do the whole parade. But you're a pro, so you can handle this. You're for the Historical Association of Annapolis Road and Explorer Guide, you can handle that. But where do you place yourself for the parade?
Usually I sit at a friend's house.
Okay,
Across from King George. There's a really nice big parking spot.
Oh, okay, well, very good. So are you in the shade there a bit?
Yep.
Okay,
in the
so
shade.
you have a chair.
Oh yeah.
Well, folks, you'll be tomorrow. No, probably Monday is when we're having the Natal Day Parade. So Tammy will be covering that for us, and be sure to tune in if you can't make it. Be sure to come into town, but if you can't make it, we'll be covering it live. And then tonight, come in for the 84th little sunset ceremony, and also there's other festivities. The fireworks are going on. There's gonna be music and the teas and Tom's buses over there and the thing. So I usually get a hot dog and a
mini donuts.
Mini donuts. That's right. Those donut guy, they're coming in. Yeah, so that there'll
fireworks are tomorrow night,
Sunday night on the wharf, not this wharf, but the wharf across from
new
location, across from the farmers market. So I think things are, and the coronation ceremony is tomorrow for the leadership candidate, as well as we'll have 650 cadets in town, roughly.
Oh yeah.
They're surrendering, but they're surrendering gracefully over there. They're surrendering gracefully. They've put up now they may be going. My sources tell me they may be going to the Legion for a little bit of beer after the battle. That's usually the trend over here. They kind of on the field they fight against each other, but at the end they have a bit of fun together. It's like pro wrestling, you know.
I think they deserve a drink after that.
Yeah. So they'll go out and have a drink at the Legion. You see.
What are these tunnels for?
Well, that tunnel's modern. There used to be a bridge over there, but when we redid the thing in the 1930s, there used to be a wooden bridge that went across it, so we could go from the inside to the outside of the fort.
Yeah.
When they restructured things, they put that of stone. The buses pass over that and everything. So, and the other one, it's called the Sally Port. That opening between just behind those tents is where the soldiers, if they are on the inside of the fort, and they have to go man the outside defenses, they're not going to run up the hill and down the ditch and up the hill. They run to the Sally Port and that opening in the wall, and then they go man the outside hills. There's a big hill in front of that that covers it.
Right.
If you're underwater, you don't see the hole.
Gotcha.
If the enemy sees the opening, you've lost the battle. They're already in the wall.
Well, I was going to say, once they get in, they're going to come right in.
So you've got to stop them from getting inside the fort is your idea. Because back then, there were different buildings here, you see. Officers' quarters, living quarters, and 200 soldiers housed here. Blacksmith shop, a brewery, and a blacksmith shop, and a bakery and everything. Forge, powder magazines. That one was built, oldest building in Parks, Canada. Built to 1708. 1708.
Yeah, I was over there. I already checked that
Okay.
out. That's really cool. That's thick walls on that.
Oh, the walls are about 1.5 meters thick. They're done that way in case there's an explosion. The walls will absorb the explosion and the roof will pop up. The roof's only 1 stone thick. It's like an arch. So the walls will absorb the explosion. It pops up and it goes. It restrains the restriction.
I guess that's more important than the enemy shooting cannonballs.
What happened back then? The walls were taller. So from over there you don't see the top of the wall. You have slump. So if this is properly built, you shouldn't see it in the buildings. You should only see the walls. And when a cannonball hits in a dirt wall, it goes in 9 feet and stays there. There's no shattering.
Yeah. So these walls are original.
When you walk on this wall, you're walking on history.
Wow, yeah.
Where soldiers have stood before,
sure.
lived and died. Now you're going to live out on this one. Just not attacking you.
Unless I fall down that one.
Yeah. Be careful.
Are
Slippery
you visiting from?
Where are you visiting from?
Yeah, where are you from?
Ohio.
Oh, the Buckeye State of Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome. Have you been up this way before?
No, this is our first time. We visited
Lunenburg.
And now we're visiting friends. What's that little town?
Digby. Digby's right on the horizon here.
Yeah, but they live down on the
Digby Neck.
Past,
they live on Digby Neck, going towards Tiverton and Sandy Cove. And
so we're going to do that for a couple days and then do the outline all the way up and come back to Halifax and go back in a couple weeks.
Well, thanks for dropping into Nova
We love it
Scotia.
here.
That's
You'll
a
have
single
to,
spot.
you'll have to
It is
check out the
nice.
Explorer Guide because we're doing a little live video. Say hello.
Yeah, say hi to all the folks. Hi to folks.
And,
Yeah, all the folks in
say hi
Ohio.
back home in Ohio.
We wish all our
That's
best.
LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron James. Yes, he moved to Los Angeles. Yeah, but these things happen. There's no loyal. There's all the
We're
money
not
these
bitter.
days.
We're not bitter.
Yeah. It's you.
I'm going to attempt to walk down
Yeah,
the hill.
I'll kind of help get there so they can
Hold me
slide.
back.
Yeah,
The
see here.
cannonball round.
Yeah, there we go. We don't want to roll back here, but we'll see the victors here. If you want to ask anything to these folks, you can. There we go. You're eating a cookie. Is it good? Gingerbread. Did you make it or did your mommy make it?
Nobody
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
We saw you last
Just
night
another
there.
little video from yesterday. Doing another video today. Oh,
We just covered the battle, so there
yes,
was
it was a pretty good one.
hard-fought battle. The 84th were able to hold off the rebels, but they gave them, I think, the honors of war. They were not did not decimated over there, so that's good.
No, they did pretty well.
Now this is a brewery here, but how did you find the local brewer around here on the streets
Oh,
over here?
amazing. We walked across the street. It's so convenient.
I think I saw a picture, online,
Yes, that's right.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, so you were sitting, the men were right there, and you were right here on the edge of the thing.
Yeah.
You
Well,
were
I
all,
have to keep an eye on.
okay, but yeah, you were not drinking yourself. You were just
No,
making sure they made it back to
no.
camp, were you? Okay.
Yes, just
Okay.
making sure they didn't drink too much before supper.
That's right. You don't want to throw up their supper.
Exactly.
The hot weather can be good, but if you eat too much beer, it can get to you.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's very good. You want to go say hi to our friend here that was that talked to us yesterday, and then we'll sign off in a few minutes. But we'll go check them. And look, the other guys have survived the battle. Looks pretty good.
And the heat.
The heat's good, but the
Hi.
hat is pretty good.
How did you make out overnight?
Oh, it was an excellent evening.
Good,
It was so
good.
warm in here under my wool blankets and snug in my little cot. No, it was an excellent day.
Very good.
What about your father? He made it through. You looked after him pretty good.
Yeah, I looked after him pretty good.
Yeah.
I went to bed. Apparently, he discovered mead for the very first
Oh,
time.
that honey mead. Ooh, I don't really like that too much. I
No,
don't drink
blueberry
anymore.
mead.
Oh, blueberry. Well, that might be
Yeah,
more
yeah,
healthy.
I
You know,
think,
they say there's antioxidants in blueberry. They're good for the heart.
Yeah, and I
Good
think,
for the
yeah,
constitution.
Discovered that last night. I think
Okay.
they tucked him in.
Okay. Well, a bit of mead doesn't hurt too much. No, it's good for you.
Takes out the aches and pains.
Well, this is hot, but it also keeps the canvas dry, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
You can't put away wet canvas.
no, you
so
gotta
when we
let it
go
dry.
home and it's wet, we have to dry them out.
Right off, because all go moldy. They won't last.
That's where the mold stains on
It
them.
won't last for the next generation that way. You were talking to us yesterday. You got to
Yeah.
look after these things.
You have to look after them. because
Rob
they'll
Redden was
last-
telling me that pipes, if you look after them, they'll last 175 years if they're back pipes. Now, I didn't ask him why he bought some new ones in 2011, but he told me he's been playing for over 50 years, so he must have had a little bit on the. There's some people over here. This is the
went down
cookhouse
here
over here. Yeah,
yesterday.
this
Let's
is
just
that.
do
I
the
think this
quick
is where they
cookhouse
probably
and-
cook. Looks like just some activity going on here. You took a few shots today.
Trying to get you.
Good job. There's the Pfeiffer here.
I did not. Let's put it that way.
Now
I
you played the
heard
five.
you.
Yeah, we heard the
Sounded
five there.
really
You did
good.
good. You were telling us the sounds and how they meant things. We could hear you, no problem. So the soldiers had no excuse not to win the battle. You were giving them
Yeah,
clear
considering
signals.
Two of us
Yeah.
died.
Did you die or no?
I did not.
No. I thought
Lord.
yesterday the rebels hadn't gotten the message to shoot the music. Yeah,
They did not get that message.
Yeah.
Good
No.
thing. Good thing they did
I was
it.
told earlier that I would be aimed for,
Yeah.
but I wasn't.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're tall and lean, so maybe you make a less of a target. You know, some of these fellows are more stouter guys. The stouter guys maybe can make a bigger target. You see, so stay tall and lean. You see.
yeah.
What
one is-
area is this your tent here? Like, is it the kitchen or?
This
It is the kitchen.
My
Okay.
mother, who was one of the rebels during the battle just now,
Oh.
is the cook.
You have to recruit some women rebels. That's good, but they're tough. Women are tough warriors. In the Viking times, the shield maidens were as tough as the men. You know, so
Yes.
underestimated some. Yeah.
Close video just
Yeah,
to see
look
what
at-
you got laying around
Yeah, because
here.
there's some cooking implements. Look at those nice
Augie.
little lanterns and such. Now,
Oh, good question. I'm not sure.
so this is you guys you're together here. Do I understand that?
Yes, this is my fiance.
Fiance. Oh, you're getting married in the regiment. Well, you marry a musician, he can at least entertain you.
Well, I have a child on the way.
Oh, it's on the way. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, but then, he maybe can carve out a little handgun, a little pistol for him next down the road, a little, the wooden pistol like they were showing us some of the toys over there yesterday. So he'll provide. I know in the Acadian times, before people were allowed to get married, women had to be able to weave linen from flax. And boys, we have to be able to make a wheel for an ox cart or a hay cart. So I'm glad those standards don't apply today, because my wife Gerline's not too good at stitching and sewing, and I'm not that great with the hammer. But you guys maybe can do that, you see. But the British, it might have been different. But the Acadians, the PhD in economics wasn't worth anything here in the old days. You have to plant, build dikes, provide. But good job on the battle. See, this is where the troops come to eat. You see, they cook here on the...
Like a mess hall.
Yeah, kind of the mess hall, a fly tent here. Then, there's a little breeze coming out of the Sally Port. And they cook over here. And then people, rather than eating their tents, can come over here, sit on the boxes. And that's where they cook all the meals. And so it's quite a busy spot. And you've got a blacksmith over here with the anvil. If you need to repair some metal. And, of course, looks like they're washing dishes over here. Yeah, so that he's got it looks like he's got some coal, so what he would have to do is probably heat the coals and you put the hot metal in there. You have a bellows, which is the piece there on the far left-hand side, and you send air with the bellows to get the fire going and keep a nice hot fire. And then with the tongs, they'll piece the metal and they'll use the anvil here to shape things into metal. Then you cool it into the bucket. So they make hooks and different tools and everything, and if somebody needed something repaired, they can maybe, kind of put it back together here in the little blacksmith shop. It's hard to imagine, Tammy. They were telling us yesterday that 5 people they had to sleep across, so they were short. Yeah, and then usually it was by age, like the seniority. The older men would sleep on the back end, so they didn't have to have 5 people walking over them if somebody had to go to the latrine at night. So the one that was the newest in the regiment, probably he'd be the first one, because everybody coming out at night would step over him, you see.
I can't imagine. Can you stand beside
Yeah,
us
stand
so
over
we
there,
can have like a perspective on how,
See, this is
what
where,
size that tent really
you
is.
slept across in here, straw mattresses, and so if somebody complains about tight quarters today in society, try and lift 6 in one of these things with a bucket. They said a bucket for water and for other purposes, So
I mean, there's one bunk right there.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you put.
Now today these guys are probably
6
sleeping
people.
2, but in the old days they sleep across. So it's only you only have probably a 1.5 feet each. So you couldn't have very wide shoulders and like that, because you'd be crammed up. But actually 6 in there kept them warmth as well.
It's true.
If you look in there, there's no it's heating today from the sun, but in the winter, pretty cold. They would have put straw around so they don't have the water, the air coming in through and everything.
Yeah.
So, but today a lot of people are allergic to straw, so they don't use it too much anymore with these guys. But that's what you had in the old days, you see.
Needed it, yeah.
Now, how would you like to cook for this? What would be your favorite thing to try and cook in the old days, do you think, Tammy?
Oh gosh. Well, I like to do a lot of camping, and so I do cook over the fire. I like doing breakfast like hash browns.
Okay.
And meat, and just frying anything up. Really. We have a little spot on the shore where we go and do our camping.
Where's that now?
Over at Parker's Cove.
Parker's Cove.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
very
nice,
good.
Beautiful breeze from the bay.
Yeah,
so we do a lot of cooking over the open fire
Now,
over there.
now, just your husband, is he from the 201 area? The Tuppers are more for more towards the Tupperville area.
I'm from Parker's Cove.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, and your husband.
From the shore.
Yeah, from the shore, on the bay shore they call it. But lots of ships have been built on the bay shore, because today everybody drove here, but back then waterways.
Yeah.
The basin, the river, the bay. That was the transportation route. So it would be quite a scene back in the old days when you'd see 25 war vessels arriving in here, and 2,000 soldiers, and getting ready for battle here, and cannonballs flying overhead, and a few things buildings being destroyed a bit and everything. So it's here we do it in a nice entertaining manner today, but it gives the point of view of what could have happened, you see.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Did you win the battle?
Yeah, we won.
You won. Did you survive?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. You survived to tell it. Very good. So that
All parts intact.
Mr. Wenzel, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, from the South Shore here.
Yes.
Yes, from the Liverpool area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to about a month ago.
Yeah. Now you've been coming up here for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, this has been probably 10 years now.
Now, you kept your long beard all the way through, or you go into so you keep it trimmed, or you let
Well, I keep it trimmed every 2 months or so.
Oh, 2 months. If not, you have it down to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I started growing it back in '67.
Oh, so you've been 51 years, you see.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
I keep mine trimmed. I've been since '82. I've had a beard, and because my wife likes likes a little beard. I got married in '92, but she said, "No, I don't shave it off." Sometimes I say so. I'll have to try maybe if I want to play Santa Claus or something. If we have a contest. How long will it take? Do you think my beard to grow out a bit more than this?
Oh, it wouldn't be long. 3-4 months.
3-4 months if you didn't see. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'll try that one yet, but if I do, I'll blame it on you. No, I won't.
I'm just gonna get a little shot of your
your whole outfit. Yeah.
Now, do you make it? Do you have someone who makes it for you?
Well, I usually make all my own gear, but this one was I walked into a position where someone was leaving, so I just took over their gear.
Yeah.
That's what they were telling us last night. That sometimes when the kids' clothing, but the other people sell their tents even, and if somebody's moving on to somebody else, so it makes it easier to get started and that sort of stuff. So that's good.
Every winter I that's my sewing season.
Yeah, the winter.
I have a lot of different personas. And
were you also part of the King's Orange Rangers before with Owen Hamlin and that? Yeah. So, and then when the Liverpool Privateer Days happened, that's what you. Yeah. Okay.
That's how I got started.
Yeah. That's how that. Yeah.
And then,
we'll
look over
we'll
here.
Go over
That's
here.
Charlotte,
They bring
right?
the cannons back. See, they've got quite a crew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 people just to move it. You see.
On a crew.
Okay, we'll go talk to Captain Nickerson here. He'll tell us. You got 8, yes, 10 right here, but you got more than that to make the thing work. These guys are the workhorse of their unit.
There's 18 men onto the gun.
Yeah.
6 men to operate it.
Right.
18 men to pull it.
Ooh.
6 men would be on a squad on that side.
Yeah.
6 men on this side defending with musket.
Okay.
If a soldier died, then one of the squad members
Takes his place.
Same as a soldier.
Yeah.
If he falls, you step over him and you fill in his hole.
You just got your own musket, right?
You got your own musket,
Okay,
so
got
you just fill in the hole.
Fill in the hole. Fill in the hole. Well, that's good.
I'm gonna get a little close up.
Yeah. So this Charlotte worked out well today. No misfires.
No.
You got the fires really well. There was one time I saw you kind of go.
Well, if the linstock went out.
Yeah, because it was too windy a bit.
No, because that's not my normal linstock.
Okay.
I got that from Shelburne,
Okay.
which was the boat crew. They made it.
Okay.
That was some of their homemade.
Okay.
I showed them, taught them how to make it.
Yeah.
And it's not bad,
But it's not your stick.
but it's not quite perfect.
Yeah, that's right. Because I told Tammy, said this gun has never misfired, and I said I see Captain Nickerson going. I say he must be trying to get a little flame or some little ember going in there.
A little more heat too.
When you make ready, gun crew, make ready.
Ready? Yeah.
That's when he's supposed to make sure there's no ash on it.
Okay, just like have that.
Because that little bit of ash will insulate it.
Okay, and they won't light.
And if you don't get that direct spark onto it, then the powder's not going to ignite. So it was a matter of getting a hot ember onto it to the point where, okay, now. And the timing was perfect. The echo was perfect.
Oh, I know, and I saw twice. Yes, I was trying to explain with the fog of war when that cannon goes off. There's quite a
Plus,
smoke.
you got a lot of cannons and a lot of muskets.
Yes, that's right. For real, if you had 50 cannons and 200 muskets, you'd be
it's
kind
a
of
warm day out there, gentlemen.
Yeah. What pounders is this?
Three.
The 3
It's
pounder.
a British 3 pound.
British 3 pounder.
She's a brass upper ship's gun.
Yeah.
Which, if any of you have seen the international tattoo, there was at one time an East Coast, West Coast gun run team.
Right. They would have to dismantle
where
it.
they took it apart, zipped it across the line, put it together and fired. Took it apart, bring it back.
Oh.
That's drill to take the gun from off of the ship to the shore.
Okay, to get it ready.
Blow the heck out of the enemy.
And then put it
bring
back on ship.
And fire it in its position to proof it again.
Now, Mr. Bailey looks like he could carry a cannon all by himself. He could look like he put the 2 wheels on both arms there, right? Or is he?
I don't think so.
Prime on that.
If it was different than what these ones are, probably, but no.
These are pretty heavy, yeah.
These ones are all metal.
Yeah.
No one really knows it.
This is.
Steel wheels for Parks Canada.
They're all steel.
Okay, got you. So they're heavier. They're heavier than anything. Yeah.
There's no collapsing.
So
So the liability's removed.
Yeah,
for
from
the wheel,
so they
from
won't
the
the wheel.
fire,
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Very good. Well, this is a solid gun. You're telling me this is really more solid than what you see in the fields back then.
Oh yes.
For the carriage.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And here you passed the night pretty well last night.
Oh, it's very warm here last
Very warm,
Very
yes.
warm last night.
Yeah,
It cooled off when the fog blew in.
Yeah, when the little fog it happens.
After you were done your
Grave
tour,
Yeah.
it was gorgeous over here.
Oh no. We had up there. It's higher ground, so it was actually a bit cool on the nice on the high ground as well there. Yeah.
Hello again.
Hello. Oh,
This
you
is
are
our man
all
with the wax carry
with
Lord,
the
beeswax
leather
of mug
mug.
there.
It's called a drinking jack.
Yeah. Now I heard that they were doing pretty good with that in the pub at the brewery across the street. That you got a pretty good deal with those.
You have a very, very congenial staff at that brewery.
Okay.
They're so nice.
Yeah, very nice.
They are, and they fill this for the price of a little glass.
Oh wow! So we appreciate the military in this town because really you've been this town was built on military and then the days of sales. So it's kind of nice to see this on our Nail Day weekend. I saw folks at the market this morning, folks walking around town, and I heard there might be a little walking down the street later on. So things happen.
Indeed.
Yeah. But you might, are you going to have to keep that whole uniform, or you can take it off?
Once you take it off,
it's worse.
It's hard to get it back on.
Yeah. You got to go. I find the same thing from wearing a uniform that you sweat through it, and then at the end you get it off.
I hate to steal a phrase from the Mountain Equipment Co-op, but it wicks away the moisture. The linen. We dirty 3-4 shirts here sometimes on a weekend.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I know you need a bit of linen there, but no, that was very good, and we had a good crowd here today for the we promoted it last night, and people came in, and then we interviewed a couple of people, even from Ohio, somewhere as far as Ohio here today.
I mentioned to Sergeant Barry that we looked out about 10 to 2, and there were only a dozen people.
And
all of a sudden,
around here,
They
people
all
come in.
come, yeah.
We're kind of late arrivers around here, unfortunately. When you have meetings, of Writers Association, sometimes you to 20 after, you got 10 people. Now all of a sudden, 40 people show up by 7:30. So but usually people up here, you see, because people like history, they like to see activity going on, and so it's great.
Yeah,
but thank you for your time, because you didn't get shot today, did you?
I didn't.
No.
I was very lucky.
Okay, very good. So I didn't see any blood on you or anything.
No,
so
they wouldn't with the red. Anyway.
Sergeant Barry, though, was commanding the troops over there. I called that kind of side attack to the flank,
Yes.
I was analyzing. I was doing a bit of play-by-play, but I thought maybe the rebels would do that on you first. I said the guys should come in from the other side and flank you guys. But then
he told me something I should have done, and I was stupid not to have done it. We could have flanked them on the left, walked down the little incline, and had them.
But it was another victory for the king.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
We expended a bit more ammunition than we should have.
Yeah, but you get a win though.
We always win.
Yeah.
You're never wasting ammunition on rebels.
What actually got what was the final shot? Was it that cannon that went sideways that you cut him from the flank and bowled him over?
Yeah.
Sorry.
The cannon is very imposing.
Yeah.
Especially to those who are naval types who've never really had much experience with cannons of that caliber.
Yeah.
And when you're looking down the barrel, it's
a pretty sizable projectile coming out.
Yeah.
Now, I saw they walk. Were they just wounded, or did any of the rebels die in the battle?
Well, we have this little rule when we fight battles that you're wounded or you die or you pretend to die, and then once the battle's over, we wave the sword and say the dead shall rise.
The dead shall rise, and then you just honor prisoners of war, but treated with respect and dignity.
Exactly.
They'll be partaking in the ale as well as yourselves.
We hope so. Hope they don't drink too much.
That's right. You need some for yourself.
That's right. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's great. I know it was very good, and you could hear the commands very well.
Good.
But then the fife, we were explaining last time how that's kind of something that helps to relay the command. So we heard the fife really well, and the drum beats and everything. So I think all the tactics came into play.
The fife is pitched above the cannon, and the drum was pitched above the fife, above the musket fire.
I don't play music, but Tammy, you were mentioning that, didn't you find?
Yeah, you could really hear it really well.
We've done battles. I did one on the Plains of Abraham in 1995, and there were 1,500 people.
Oh wow!
On the
battlefield.
On the battlefield, on one side. The Americans, there were about 800 on the other side, so it was huge.
Yeah,
Well, when
yeah.
you have the fog of war.
Yeah, there you had the whole clouds were
so
passing
much.
on. Yeah,
then
yeah.
You need to hear instead of
That's right.
Yeah.
So on top of being a good shot, you have to know all the signals that are propelled by the music.
Well, you have to know them exactly. And the only way, because there was so much fog on the battlefield, as Lyman says, the fog of war, you had smoke this high. Temperature inversion.
You're
and you can't see. The only way that you know to get back to your own regiment are the colors.
Colors, okay. So that's why the colors are important.
You see the colors above the fog of war.
You don't want them to be faded. You want them to be nice and bright.
Right.
What happens when the colors kind of deteriorate? That's when you change colors. You have
They retire them and they do new colors.
And how do you retire the colors? Does something happen to the old colors, or you?
There's a specific ceremony.
Yeah, you do ceremony.
They did it at the new. I think they did it.
So when you had the new colors, your new colors presented.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, very good. No, that was
colors are very sacred. To a regiment, even to a reenactment regiment.
Who keeps the colors once you disband? Like when you pull up camp from here in your regiment, who's responsible for the colors?
Captain of the artillery.
Okay, Mr. Francis Nicholson, Captain Nicholson is responsible for that. Well, he's here pronto on time. A day before he scouts the place out, so he had him flying.
He's a keen man.
Yeah. He's got the Mount Tom School of Artillery in that, or reenactment in that.
We spent a couple days there in May.
Now there, can you fire live ammunition over there?
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, you're welcome.
We're gonna go up and get a little. Yeah, we will. Do you want to stand with the fort in the background, or do you want to see anybody?
Keeps buzzing on me.
Anybody been following us at all? Or?
Okay. Yeah, we have. Let's see. See if I can scroll down without. Your wife Darlene's on the other end saying hi to everyone.
Oh, Robert Como. Yes, I went to school with Robert Como. We were both from Corbury there. Yeah, he worked at a hospital in Halifax for over 40 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's good there. And Kathy, and Kathy and Nicholson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then we got Amanda Winchester. She was here last year. Yeah, that's why we got some.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda, we covered the battle. Well. From the grounds of Fort Anne National Historic Site, the oldest National Historic Site in Canada, 101 years old. This is Al Melanson for the Historical Association of Annapolis Royal.
And Tammy Andrews-Tupper.
And we represent the Explorer Guide as well. My wife will be angry if we don't put that in. There will be a graveyard tour tonight. There'll be a graveyard 9:30 tomorrow night, night after, and every night till October 15th. But then, of course, be sure to come for the tonight's sunset ceremony of the encampment, and then tomorrow the cadets, 650 cadets, will be here for freedom of the town. 100 years, Tammy, of cadets in Canada, sea cadets, and they were lucky we have them right here at Camp Acadia, just where old Cornwallis base was, where the Annapolis Basin Conference Center is now. And then we have, of course, you're covering the parade.
The parade is on Monday, but fireworks Sunday night.
Sunday night at the town wharf, not at the Queen's Wharf.
Across from the farmers market.
That's right.
Where they're going to be set off this year.
They're setting off there. So, folks, we hope you enjoy your natal day, and be sure to partake in some brews, some food, and camaraderie. So, for Explorer Guide and the Historical Association of Annapolis Royal, we bid you adieu.